Disclaimer before I tell the story, umnikazi wantshela for the purposes ukuthi ngisixoxe on this program. Secondly, I don't use their real names to tell the story. Thirdly, if the story actually coincides with a story that you know, or with a friend that you know, or with something that you have gone through, and you are not the person who told me the story, it's unfortunate. It's just a similarity. Unless you told it to me. I have had people come to my inbox and say, I think and sometimes I will ask you your side of the story so I can see if this is the same story that I was told, or if you were the person. Because weirdly enough, in these Mjolo situations, it's like what can I call it? What's the word for it? New things. People do the same things over and over and over, and people do the same things to each other over and over and over. So sometimes ezinye izinto ezenzakala kwabanye abantu have happened to you too. But when I say it, unless you have told me or your partner has told me, I'm not talking about you. So please leave me kuma inbox. Yeah, I will sue you, I'll call my lawyer. Hey, it's very wrong to talk about me. I don't know you like that. And it's totally lazy. This is why they come as anonymous, unless umnikazi efuna ukuzozikhuluma yena self. Is so that we can all discuss, we can all understand, we can all hear what other people are going through, we can be enlightened, we can foresee so this is where we're going, and you can empower yourself. Abanye for you it's entertainment, and that is fine. Be entertained. Abanye for you it's a learning curve. That is fine. Do learn. Abanye for you, it's actually a curve where you listen and think, I am a perpetrator. Learning yenza so, kumbe nyenze so, and I was wrong. It is what? Time to introspect when you listen to the stories. You take what you take and you leave what you leave. Ukubizelana amalawyer lokube sithreatenana is not going to be working. Right. So that's put aside. The stories are not, they're not directed at anyone. And then the most important one is that iPage leli elikaSisa Senkosi has one admin. Igama lakhe nguSisa Senkosi. This page has one admin who controls that page. Sometimes when I have events, I have things going on, and I need help from some people, I'll add an admin or two during that day's activities. For example, the start part. There were people who were added onto the page to be admins and admined during that time and were removed. So when you send your stories to my inbox, only I see those stories. Please do not be told otherwise. I'm not going to come here with screenshots proving who and who and who and who has done what to who, or who has said what to whoever. There is one administrator for the Sisa Senkosi page. And therefore, whatever you write, when you tell me your Mjolo stories, or you tell me what you've heard of a Mjolo story, it is safe. Only I can see that story, nobody else. I hope so. I hope it is clear. Yeah. Right. So today we talk of Mjolo. So I paraphrase. So this as well. Are you still there? Can someone comment? Because I don't know if you can hear me, if you can see me, if what is happening. Can you hear me? Love and lights or a star, or not a star, a comment just to say so I can see that you can still hear me. Because these days just Hello. Yes, thank you, Leora. Anyway, right. So I spoke to this sister. Yeah. Evening. Nonke awanda ninkutheni Sisa Senkosi wasusiba muhle, so mina bengithi namhla guest of honor nguBeyonce uyaglowa. Glorisha. Thank you, Zaza Fatima Kazembe Piri. Ngiyabonga. Thank you so much. Looks. It's giving. Yeah, Beyonce. Guys, don't take me serious. Anyway, right. Let's get to you didn't miss much. We were discussing the story of Usiso and the lady, the guy that killed his wife, and his wife. Hi, Precious Faith Chikanda. How are you? Thank you for joining us today. Yes, Umjolo Wednesdays today is what we're talking about. So anyway, the story of today, I will tell this one story and then we'll tell another one on a different time. Anyway, same story said to goes like this. So Usisi says, Mina, I used to live she's abroad now. Sehlale emazweni, Europe. Not emazweni eGoli South Asia. Anyways, diaspora, but also Europe. Anyway, Usisi went to say, Mina, I used to live in Bulawayo. So ngazalelwa khona ngakhulela khona, and unfortunately I lost my parents when I was in Form 3 to a car accident. This is where the whole situation starts. So she lost her parents when she was in Form 3. Her parents were involved in a car accident. They both passed on. She had 2 brothers, I should think. I'm not sure if they were older or younger, but she had 2 brothers. So basala bona behlala bodwa, even though the family, their immediate family, all of them had said, we'll help you, we'll help look after you. You know, during the funeral, these things happen. Thank you, sis Pray. Oh, thank you so much. You know, abantu they sit down and say, hi sis abasiza abantwana, will come through, we'll be there for you, we'll die. But then people go back to their lives, and that's understandable. But people do go back to their lives, and you have to continue living in whatever situation and sense that you live. So when after the funeral, obviously the family members had sat down and said, manje siyenze ngabantwana. I think one of her brothers was older and another one was younger. Now that I remember, one of the brothers was older and the other one was younger. So, you know, why is the center usis? So she says, they used to be very sound Christians. I have the church a lot. So even for Sabadala, Sasibanjwe church a lot. You know, the whole process from when it happened to when it ended, the church was fully influential in a lot of decisions that were made at that time. So when the relatives and everyone, she says, I apologize to those abangezwisindebele. Your guys in bengise party nge weekend, and a few people were like, we do listen to Umjolo Wednesday, but we talk a lot of isindebele. Sabe singizwa lathi sifuna ukuzwa ukuthi uhamba njani, and I felt bad. But once in a while kulezinye istory yakwazi ukuthi uyabufuna ukuzichasisa ngolimi lakini. I will try and use a bit of English. Lerato nyabong. So I will try and use a bit of English, but I will basically it's going to be more Ndebele because it makes better sense to me. The thing is, as I explained to people most of the time, for some reason, I explain a story like Ndebele. I tell it in Ndebele as well. But when I explain it I find myself explaining it or retelling it in English. I don't know, my psych or whatever. Anyway, so Ogel says, after the funeral, the church sort of took a more dominant position in their lives. And because obviously of the financial implications of the passing of the parents, right? So bagcina belogisa abanye abantu endlini izindlu zamalokshi. I'm sure the house was a 4-roomed, the kitchen, sitting room, ama-bedrooms ayi-2, you know. So what they then did is barentisa i-bedrooms oyi-2, i-bedroom eyi-1 barentisa le-sitting room. So ugirl, brother omdala would sleep a bedroom, then ugirl lo brother omncane would sleep a kitchen. And sitting room, the bedroom, they are now been sokushala ama-lodgers. Bona so babezilalela kitchen, no biggie. They didn't mind. Or sometimes bayendlala ngaphansi eceleni kombheda kabhuti or whatever in the same room, and they all sleep there. It was the situation they were in. They were fine. They lived like that. Ama-lodger were bringing in money for food, for school fees for them. Their older brother was still at school at the time. I think she did say who A level, lower 5 thereabouts, but they both hadn't done ama exams. That much I know. So she was due to do her O levels, and he was due to do his A levels in terms of examinations. So, and then the younger brother, I don't know what age school he was at. So she says, as we were navigating life at this point, and this is a beautiful young lady as well. So as we were navigating life at this point, one of the ladies, Loja Lapendlin, had a partner, I would call it, not a husband, because she says this guy used to come and go, and it's but why tandana lo sislo abenja why loja kuwe. So it came to a point ukuthi usislo why loja kibo would go kubo Botswana isiyawoda, South Africa isiyawoda, and she'd be gone for sometimes a week and things like that. And because they had lived together for a while, usislo would then say, nxa ngingekho it's okay, ungalala njani ebedroom yami, you know, so you can sleep in my bedroom. Therefore, brother would then sleep with his bigger brother. She doesn't have to sleep in a kitchen. So this thing sort of continued for a little while. But then she says, one time when sister wayengekho. So let's give our girl a name. Story. Give me a name for her. One female name. Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, she says one time, boyfriend one sister Zamutu sister Bettina, because that's the name. That's sister Bettina is the lodger. So sister Bettina, her boyfriend comes to visit sister Bettina Princess, right? So we have Princess, we've got sister Bettina. Please follow the story properly. So Princess says, sister Bettina would say for a while. And then if boyfriend, sister Bettina, comes to visit, and when he comes to visit, princess princess is still that's the night where she's sleeping in a bedroom with sister Bettina. Guy comes, knocks at the door, comes through. How did you see Bettina? I was Bettina Janigako by Botswana by water. Oh, okay. Manje njengoba sokulate kangaka, anyway awudunza la njengoba sengikhona la imchova siphelile and what. So Kelly says no, that's fine. Bese ngilele because uthawa abuye ebusuku bese ngilele. Usister Bettina wayevumile ukuthi ngibe ngilala ebedroom lakhe kumbe roomini lakhe nxa engekho bese ngilele, so ngizathatha ingubo zami ngibuye ngizolala ngapha. It's okay, but ubhuti says no. Umna we sleep in the same room. What can I do to you? So girl says he actually convinced me it's okay silale on the same bed. It's not a big problem. And anyway, in the way she looked at it, I think it must have been winter time, because she says so the kitchen would have been really bad. And I could easily have slept on the floor in that room anyway, because Kanya had a carpet. So she thinks to herself, okay, siyalala erumini leli soyi-2 le boyfriend sister Bettina. But the one thing that she also thinks of is he's going to leave very early in the morning, about 4 or 5 a.m. and be gone. No one's going to know he slept here. It's no big deal, you know. So that first night, they do sleep on the same bed, one in one corner, one in the other corner. They wake up in the morning, Ucha wakes up in the morning and goes, Bettina stays on. Yeah? Or not Bettina, Princess stays on. And then it so starts happening. It's as if boyfriend sister Bettina knows when Bettina is not around, and suddenly he's coming to sleep here and bringing Princess presentinyana, counter book, pencil, pen, ruler, you know, small little things that are practical to her. Not chocolates, not sweets, none of that. Practical items that she needs for school. So she starts having a friendship with this guy. But this friendship is kept a secret somehow. Like, where I wanna lie, Princess, what if friendship play is not right, it's not kosher, but it right. But at the same time, she doesn't want to be known. You know what I mean? There are times where you are in a situationship where I ask when and how you can get situation laying you. is wrong, or I can justify it to myself. No, what's the problem with that? But at the same time, you know what, if you were to say to someone else, this is what has happened, okay, silale on the same bed, nothing happened, silale on the same, we shared a bed row, this has happened, that has happened, to send a number presence, and then someone will see something wrong with that particular relationship now, or that particular situationship, or someone will tell you what this is where it's going. And if you don't want to hear that, the pandemic happens. So she said this continued for maybe a few weeks. And obviously, at this point, she started the O-level yet, which is that why ngisiza, no word of lie, he would help me out. Namhla kade uphekeni, ngizama ukupheka amacimbi khonapha ngifuna uyadinga amatamatisi but imali ayikwani or something, and he would give it. Or uzabe uyethenga amapatamatisi le-onion, and they say to her, nanku uthatha lawo okunye ngiphathele uBettina, and things like that. So the relationship sort of progressed like that. Kwaba ngabantu abajolayo bengajoli. Umjolo ngela, you know, etsengasolvekile. Lo wawungumjolo ongasolvekile. Babejola but babengajoli. There was no official we are jolaring. There was also no official of you are my brother, you are my sister. There was just a situationship brewing in the house. The brothers didn't really see much of what was happening. You know, especially Kaya, they spend all their time hanging out with their friends. They come home, they eat, they go right back out, but they come back, they sleep. You know, like he's bringing his own people to his own bed. So he's not really bothered much about your life. And at all level, at Form 4, girls they have reached that level of maturity. Boyfriend are steady and they hide this relationship. Nobody sometimes knows about them except for their friends. So okay, so now me lo guy, we're in a situationship, but I got progress to any level except Uti. I'm falling for him. And Mina, to me, this is where I feel things sort of went wrong, because I don't think Uti at that point she fell in love with him in the sense yotando lomshado lomjolo. I think she fell in love with what he was representing in her life at that moment in time, a provider. This is who he was. So okay, Uti, shortly before like ama exams got June, no, before we get to that, so Kalisugu register for ama exams, and the one ending imali yamaloja le is enough to pay for ama exams kabhuti kuphela, our A level. There's not enough for her O level exam fee. So while she's running around going to she also goes to church kumfundisi ukuthi sisesimene esinje abafundise ukhwabanisa some things sayenza lokhu. She starts ukuncedisa echurch, ukukorobha church, and things like that and things like that and things like that. And abafundisi they will help, and they did give her a bit of money towards ama exams, but it wasn't enough. And this guy did top up. He did top up for her. So she says, when they get to June, when she has to write these exams, he's part of he's almost paid maybe 60% of the fee himself. You know why? Well, maybe it's not 20% came from Manager, 20% came from the church, but about 60% of imali yama exams came from Bettina's boyfriend. So she says, just as we were about to get to June exams, well, Sister Bettina decides to move out. She says, she's moving out, she's moving in with a friend, they're going to house share. I don't know, for whatever reason, but she says, yeah, I'm saying Puma says a bigger house, you know, and also it's sort of crowded in this house. If you look at it, there's these 3 teenagers, young adults. There is Ilo Jalelani room 4, Lomtwana. There is your Sister Bettina 5. It's just quite a small space. And obviously we all know how people live. There will be here and there, there will always be something. Clean this tofu, toilet, and things like that happen. So she then decided with Noyena she was wanting to move out. And this gave Princess palpitations. Oh my God. I say, Hamba, what am I going to do? How is this going to work now? But brother says, this is actually a blessing in disguise. Let me lodge her here. Let me take this room. I don't know how Sister Bettina agreed to this or what happened, but somehow brother ended up, let's have a name for brother. Brother ended up having to lodge her in the room that Sister Bettina had been in. So he comes and lives there. And while he's living there, obviously this relationship progresses. It becomes sexual. Ugayi uyazilalela lo mntwana uzenzela umathanda. And I wouldn't say, I don't know what age she was at this point. Over 16 probably. I don't know how old she was at this point. But the relationship progresses into man. Why got lynch? So the relationship progresses into a sexual relationship. So now her older brother knows what is happening with brother Bettina. We call him brother Bettina. So the older brother knows what's happening with brother Bettina, because now brother Bettina is calling him what you call it, spar or something like that. And it's put away first one. Spare, you know, tini, and things are nice. Yena, he's working somewhere. We are kwabanisa, we are hlanganisa, brother Bettina. We are now so he provide a velela pekaya. We are setting a mathematics onion, we are setting his table. And these two are now almost living like they are married kind of situation. It's now an open thing. But this girl has barely done her O levels at this point. So what is that? I went and wrote my O levels in June. She had decided to do some more June and do some more November, so that she doesn't get swamped with a lot of work. But because of, I guess, now situation, sometimes school becomes a secondary thing, because always you're thinking which means sevens and which in passing sevens. But if so talk sevens will provide a life, that motivation sort of takes a back burner. So she failed the exams in June. She failed the exams in October as well. She wasn't, why not start? You know, why not start? So she failed all her O levels. Well, bar a few, but basically didn't get enough to go into A level and things like that. So then she says as soon as vele esesiyabhala form 4, she knew yena ukuthi she was pregnant. Esesiyabhala October lapana November, the last exam, she knew she was pregnant. So she wrote Wapela, they had a baby, beautiful baby girl. Right. Within another year, beautiful baby boy. Right. Now again is I am now fully a housewife. I love this guy with everything that I have. Yeah, but we are lodged lapha endlini. But for some reason, he starts not really fully living in the house. Form 4 sasimshila njani ngama-90s. Thina abanye sayenza form 4 ngabo-2000. Angasela kusula shem. Anyway, so she says, even though he still lives partly in the house, he doesn't really now live in the house. And because he's a provider, she doesn't want to upset him. So I found upset her, so she doesn't ask a lot of questions. But she still provides for the family, her brothers, and for her kids. You know, and this thing continues for maybe 2-3 years. So and it's a relationship where she thinks she is in love with him. He is okay, I guess, like Uyamthanda in his own way. She doesn't really go deeper into their emotional relationship at the time. But she says, her older brother, then after writing his A levels, decide to go to South Africa. Obviously, if family is struggling. So he decides to go to SA. He leaves, goes to SA. Life continues as it is. And then one time she says, you know, minding my own business, like Sister Bettina Pella, remember, Kosi Gail. Sister Bettina Pella Kasatlala. Sister Bettina now lives in a different place. So I'm not very sure what Sister Bettina knew what as much as boyfriend Bettina is living in that house. Boyfriend Bettina is also now jollaring with Princess. I don't know if she knew that, or I don't know if Sister Bettina and Brother Bettina were still together at this point. Yeah, but she doesn't really elaborate. But what she says is, I think after she had the second child, I'm at home, I'm minding my own business. Ngiyazithengisela nomsika wami phandle laphana ngiyathengisa imbhida, amachapisi, amachikis and things like that. I'm selling out there to supplement ukudla kwabantwana endlini. Singizwe ubabazi in out asikwazi phela ukuthi uyabuya nini uyahamba nini, and no one really gets to ask him exactly, you know. He's literally a mini god in this house. He does what he wants, but he does help out with bills and stuff. So she says, I'm at home minding my own msika, labantu abami, doing my own thing, and the woman comes and says to her, as women always do, mostly. All right, let me not always. So as we always often do, this woman comes to her and, well, she comes and we're humble about 2 or 3, you know, squad mentality. It's about to go down. So you know someone's going to get something today. And they get to her, and this woman just covers you're confused, Pela, at this point. Like I'm still young at this point. Like we are looking at a time when she should have been doing maybe upper 6 year. Okay, she's not that old. I don't think she's even 20 years old at this point. So she says, I'm really confused as to how. And this woman goes ahead and just beats the living hell out of him. They sugar, they leave. The husband comes and she explains to him, obviously abantu baye belamulile kwathintini, ngibuye ngatshaywa ngabantu bathi indoda yabo mina angazi ukuthi bakhuluma ngani. Husband gets really, really angry, leaves. Comes back and he's pity for a week nje, back and forth. And then to a point, that same week, she says, that lady, I'm tired, comes to the house when husband is there. Now, I forget when, and start saying, Asambi, husband is, what, becomes a really, really silly situation. Oh, husband, this other lady saying, but she never knew. And this woman, is not Sister Bettina. So it's a different person altogether. And she narrates, how? Because of no. No, and it becomes a back and forth. So Oliga Princess decides to okay, Baba, okay, John, situation is and younger brother is now slightly older. Yeah, like say, Mira. Younger brother gets involved in the situation and beats up Ubani Usman. Swaren leaves. Now Sister Bettina is left with 2 children and no husband. Not Bettina Princess. She's left with 2 children and no husband. So she says, I tried for a couple of months to look after these kids by myself, to really forget about this guy and think, you know what, shit happens, life goes on. But she's struggling. What then starts to happen is the guy keeps coming to her and saying, hey, and she takes his story. She falls for the story because she wants to fall for the story. So he comes, he sleeps with her, he leaves, he goes to that side. So she's now a Makwapeni kind of situation, or he's now in his temple, unofficial temple. But so now she's so he comes, he provides for them, and the relationship sort of at some point takes a turn. She says, Sisa, he would get angry. I don't know if things were going wrong, but he would get angry and come to me. And the relationship then blossomed into a fully toxic relationship. I've got kids that I need to take care of. So okay, does what? Finds a boyfriend. You have a boyfriend? She finds a boyfriend. She gets herself a boyfriend. boyfriend comes into the picture. Angithi sebethandana le boyfriend yakhe entsha engasobaba abantwana. He's lovely according to her, she loves him and all things that come with that relationship. We're talking Guma 2000 lapha ngithi. Then ubaba wabantwana goes abroad, finds an opportunity, a chance, and he goes abroad. Emazweni. When he gets to Emazweni, he starts playing lottery. And everyone is being submissive towards him because they want the opportunity to go. So he would call her and say, hey, let's say the other wife was Mandlof. This one would apologize, and it becomes a back to forth. So he will threaten her with or and as he's there, he's still supporting her. Now, what Tutapel was saying earlier, now he has financial control over her, he has emotional control over her, he has a psychological control over her. But they are not really bonke like that. So akamvumeli ukuthi ajole labanye abantu anything like that. He supports his kids. Akamvumeli ukuthi like ayenze ezinye izinto really. But yena she says I love him. Ngithanda umuntu wami, relationship yethu yahamba yangaphi. So he's here, and then he comes after coming to abroad. After coming to the UK, guy stays about 2 years, then he goes back home for the very first visit. And when he comes, the younger brother has left. So he comes and lives with her in that house. He's finished it really. She's managed to sort of finish the house. She's not in the same financial problems as she was previously, but she's in a better space because of him. So he comes and becomes father of the house, and things is going well, but he's very violent. Achaya, he's very controlling. But she begezelas because this is the mendo that uNkulunkulu gave her. This is, this is her portion. Even at church, everyone is now thinking, hey, when we learn look at your house, look at your this. And she finds happiness in this space, which is happy but unhappy, if you can understand. Like, I was happy with the status that I was I was having in society. But at the same time, I was unhappy because he's got so many people around. Amagazana ayafona ayatext uyahamba etown kaba chicken in kuba bani bahlangana labantu back and forth abuye endlini late uyanatha uyadawa, but she keeps on with this relationship. It's mjolo that keeps giving, and she keeps saying, okay, switch off that heating. She keeps thinking to herself, things will get better, What is it? We got to a point where before he left for the UK, I'll do application visa for you to join me. So bahambe court via chat, sign, and he did the application while later he imports them, his wife and children. They come to the UK. I used to think until I got to the UK. This guy, when he was going for shifts, he would literally say to me, I didn't work, I didn't have my passport, I couldn't make friends. At some point, I didn't even have a phone for almost 6 months. No phone, no way for her brothers to get hold of her, nothing. Which is sometimes, once in a while, maybe in the computer or whatever, Facebook and be able to connect with my brothers. And that was it. And he had control of her messenger, her Facebook as well, the social. So you'd go in there and say, how put up when message you to start and things. And she says he was very controlling financially. And when she got to England, she then realized in England there were no officially partners, but we and then she came into this and became part of a minister. Obviously, but at the same time, she is his wife officially. So she gets to live with him in the house while he does a 50-50 like he did back home. Goes to this new partner, Likiwa, goes to her, comes back, comes to this one, comes back, same jollo situation. But he's that kind of person, or what, very manipulative, very gaslighting. And she says after about 2 years, life was really hard. But for me, it was a situation as long as abantu abambesemazweni befunda, it's better than ukuba isituation esivela kisekhaya. And as long as engasanchai really like that, it's better than isimo engangisekhaya. I can take this. But at the same time, he's literally coming in and dragging hands and having sex with her whenever he feels like it, whether she wants to or not, which to me is rape. Even if it's within a marriage, it is rape. If someone says has no consent to a sexual activity, then it is rape. So she says he would come, do whatever he needs to do and go, come, do whatever he needs to do and go. Sometimes he would live with us for a couple of weeks, things are nice and rosy, and then he would leave. But as time went, he started to lessen his control. So she started going to school and sabhala ama-GCSEs akhe. Anti nxa usulapha, people start saying even ezikolo lapha nxa uhambisa abantwana, yenza nursing. Yeah, back in the day, it wasn't so difficult to do nursing. You only needed to have your GCSEs and you're good to go. Yabo kwawungela lapho kuthiwa kuyini lokhu elikwenzayo, ama-foundation course, access course, all those things. Nurses who trained back in the day didn't do all of these things. You only needed to have all of your one language and English, and you're good to go. So she did her GCSEs, and he didn't stop her. He didn't support it, but he didn't stop her from doing it. It's free. Emma College is it's a free course to do. After that, she did one course here, one course there, and she starts to better herself because if I don't do this, life could any day. And he constantly threatens her with so she doesn't want the day to come. Prepared, it was bad. Okay, then says I meet someone. So both sides are now in a stamp. So daddy has a side person, mommy has her side person. Like she continues with a thing, even though Happy doesn't know about it, but she knows about Happy's thing. It continues like that. We mix masala. She says it went on for a little while. Yenzi course nursing, which is a 3-year course. And this person that she was jollering with, course yake. So she says we would help each other 3 assignments. It was hard. Got a job the usual life that we all live. It gets to a point official Happy finds out about unofficial Happy, and it becomes a big thing, like a really proper big thing. It was bad. He writes to the Home Office and tells them, I don't want her in my visa. He's like really mean to her. So she decides, okay, the thing is, UK, for those of you who know, things like domestic violence are not tolerated at all in whatever situation, whatever has happened. So when he was treating her the way he was treating her now, sending her text messages, saying things to her that were really bad. I saw some of the messages, but this is a story that's a bit older. So I saw some, she sort of forwarded me, so he's threatening things about her. I will do this, you will not embarrass me. Yeah, abantu bangitshela ukuthi ngingakulethi lapha wena ngakuletha bi. Abantu bangikhaya babengawuthandi, babengawufuni. This is what happens nxa ungaphakamisa intandane kungabantu okungazi impilo. And he's really mean to this person. She would constantly go back with, I'm sorry, but yeah. So when they're going through the situation, someone advises her, no, when uye counseling kumbe uyebona abantu abanje nabanje uyabatshela ngesituation lo ophila kiyo uyabo ukuthi inje. And even esikolo bayambona, she's stressed out all the time, she's crying all the time. Mama tutors, they will ask what is going on, what's the situation like. You explain, but so they help her get another accommodation under the domestic violence. She gets out of that mjolo with husband. They are not really divorced. The Home Office doesn't respond to him saying, visa yake. So now she's going around thinking, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Because obviously she doesn't want to go back home. So what am I going to do? But this person is not treating me well. It's been almost 5 years as a lesbian, but it has been a constant emotional, physical, financial kind of control and abuse. So she's got now her new accommodation. She's left with her children. Boyfriend, but they continue with their thing. And boyfriend is of a different nationality, African nationality. Like, he's got his own traits. But boyfriend, the way he is, often gaslighter all the time. Prince, gaslighter, yeah, my prince. You will say one thing and uzay twister to a point where when he's done you wrong, you end up being the one that apologizes. So she says, I now start to pick up a bits and pieces of situation yomjolo engafuni futhi ukuthi ngibe kiyo. But also, I guess she has always wanted to have someone who loves her. From what I can gather, she wants to have someone who loves her constantly. She has no confidence in herself as a person, or she has gotten so used and psyched herself into this life where people just abuse her, and it is fine because she is always wrong. Yes, I think I'm Jordan again ube lamabati. So when this happens, right? When this happens with the new guy, whenever baby daddy comes to see the kids or takes the kids out, he's funny. Yeah, what look at it, he's very funny. Ilabana strong personality. Oh, Mr. I'm very strong. Oh, so now she's come out of the pot and into another fight. And things go whoa, and it gets bad. She's trying to track her along with it. All I'm thinking at this moment is, please God, let me finish this course. So she goes on and finishes her nursing course, and starts working as a nurse. Baby daddy, a relationship, but baby daddy Leana falls through. And baby daddy wants to do a baby comeback. This is what we do. We don't shut those doors permanently. Umuntu can easily come in you know what, this person is not good for me. You know for a fact you don't want to be with this person, but this person somehow has a way of just moving back into your life and abusing you whenever they feel like it. Baby daddy suddenly decides to ask him, yeah, for the sake of abantwana, for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, manages to come himself, get himself back into your life. Boyfriend leaves. So sebe family again. But at this point, she says, Sisa, there was no love in this relationship. I don't know why this man came back to me. I didn't love him. He didn't love me. Within a very short space of time, baby daddy was now sleeping in another bedroom. Bedroom. 4 in. So now one sokukoyiselwana omunye ukhombele back and forth, kuyaliwa kuyavulwa kuyathini izinto zakudala, they constantly being brought back. But you see now anti sesebenza laye sefundile, she's upgraded herself, so self confidence inyana kokuthi la uyazimela ngithi. So sekwanisa la ukuthi, well, laphana wawukhonjiwe wawungenza so this is not happening to me now. What anything? And this relationship, it's a very toxic relationship. This relationship continues like this. Usisi then decides, I know, I want to invite my little brother to come over this side. Like Azos Pande. Happy says no, not on my visa. Really? Hi, Selu. The guy says no, not on my visa. But until when I cancel visa and I cancel and it becomes a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So okay, says Sisa, little brother lwana ayefuna ukumletha. Not little brother. Little brother lwana ayefuna ukumletha wagcina engabuyanga. But older brother gets very, very ill in South Africa and has to go to Zim. So girl thinks, let me go back home. It's been 5 years ngabona abantu akamama mbhuti wami uzaze afe nginjani. Ngingaphi? Ngila. Mina ngcono ngihambe ekhaya ngiyombona and see what I can do. How you know ufuna ukuyabona abantu bakini lapho. So girl takes the children's your holiday ka-August. In Aleni 6 weeks holiday. For those in the UK, your holiday yes August is the longest school holiday. So bavala ngo end of July, baze bayivula ngo September. So it's like about 6 weeks of school holidays. So she decided to take the kids back home. Okay, thathi shopha sakhe labantwana bakhe aye eZimbabwe. Hayi bathi umjolo the pandemic. Uthi ngihambe ekhaya fike ekhaya ibhuti uyagula okwamampela sibili serious business sickness ubhuti agule amgijimisamisele things get a bit better then when they don't least expect it ubhuti dies. Which I was heartbroken, but I was happy which I did see him before he died. So she has to stay longer ekhaya, and she has to stay longer because brother has passed on. After the funeral she stays in. She was meant to go for about 5 weeks. She stayed a bit longer. Ezikolo uyabhala incwadi ba-explainele ukuthi the situation is like this, abantwana bazaphuza ukuphenduka angithi. But her kids are a bit older at this point. We are looking at kids who are about 7 and 5 or 7 and 6. Sebengani sebekhulakhulile ngabo year 1, year 2, year 3 thereabouts. So uthi ngisekhaya phela indlu yabazali layo isilezikwelede eziningi. No one was paying the bills. Indlu ekhaya i-council ifuna ukuyithatha. So she's running around trying to sort things out ukuthi abhadale izikwelede lezana, indlu leyani isave everything achiye lungisile. Uyanga brother la yabona ukuthi uyamenzelani and things. And do you know what uget uthi so right all this time when they're doing this ubaby daddy antunga, but they're not really talking, they're not gelling to baby daddy. So akula a relationship like that really that's going. We sympathize, sorry, yeah. But when she left, they were not in a good space. Obviously, like I said, in 2 different bedrooms. So she says, at that point, when she decides because obviously the longer they stay out of school, at some point they start writing you letters. You also don't want socials being part of your life because we're now neglecting the education. So she decides to come. Gets to a Harare airport. Right at the visa is visa cancelled. Okay, I cancel his visa. Home office what she's ran away, deserted me, he took my children with her. He's cancelled the visa. Which is airport. But do you know what it's one of the scariest things that can happen to you, getting to that desk and being told, but you know, you can't fly because of visa. She had never, like, of course, she'd always been on his visa meet. And at this point, really and truly, having been in the country 5 years, she would have had indefinite leave, but she never really applied for it. She had, well, not at that point, she should have had one. If she didn't, it would have been very, very true to say I apply. But she did something, it's something that she had never really thought of, something that she had never thought would happen. It wasn't even in, like, into they tell her what you can't go. So she goes back home, starts calling. So what is happening? He says, so let us try visa never. Often who's you letting them that take visa, ehlele ekhaya laphana sezama antu yakushufonela abangani abangapha emsebenzini everywhere trying to find a way ukuthi what can I do to come back. But obviously if your spouse visa has been curtailed, that's the word, it's cancelled, there's nothing else. Yes, you are not divorced as such, but what they usually do is umuntu engakhetela ivisa yakho and you are given 6 months to find another visa. But the problem is if I ketela ivisa yakho when you are outside the country, you cannot come back to find another visa while you are here. So what you now have to do is find that visa while you are back home. This is why abantu abaningi I think especially our marriages la our COS, I've realized our name that I have had to deal with. Babuya bechatile when things go wrong. Sebesesaba ukubuyela ekhaya because you are thinking omunye wakho uzasale kukhasi. If it gets kettled, even your COS yakho, if ingacancel uphandle kwelizwe, you cannot come back. So kumele ukuthi udinge i-swap lana whatever usekhaya. And usisilo uthi sisa, I used to cry, not like ukukhala komuntu, but people would find me ngithwele imkhono ekhanda ngihlaba umkhosi because I thought I was losing my mind. Yebo angikhulelanga e-UK. Yebo I had only been in the UK for just about 5 years or so, but it was now home. It was my new life. I had friends, I had a job, my kids at school. I'm back to square zero. There's nothing I can do. I'm a paperwork yami yonke ngichiye khona ngale. Impahla zami zonke ngithi angila lutho, and this man is not going to post those things. Even ingazi ngithola athi nangu umuntu othumeza ama-drum faka lokhu impahla zabantwana la lokhu. We only had what we had in our suitcases. That's all we had. Umjolo ke lo. That's all we had. Umuntu wasabambeki. Uhlala ngaphi lo guy at this point? Endlini ye-council eyaphiwa umama lo. It's not his house at all. It's her house, IPA, but he is living there. And we all know, isn't it, a council, the rent is free. If a 3-bedroom house is 1,300 in rates, private rental, a council house is maybe 320. So he's paying literally less than a quarter in rents with in this new house as with her property and everything. And this guy has the audacity to say to her, Tuma abangane bakho babuye endlini bezothatha izinto zakho. No, when a poor man abantu babuye lapho bangincedise. He won't let people come like her friends, which babuye bazothatha amaphepha akhe, he says certificates, whatever. Obviously, if you're going to apply for anything, people are going to say, our companies will say, can you send us your certificate of this? Certificate is say UK. Ngicela write on to me pictures of my certificate. This person wants you to suffer. Like I don't even know what I did to this man. But he really wanted to see me go down. As if that wasn't enough. Sedingile abantwana indawo esikolo lapha eMhlahlandlela primary uzathi sebefunda uyakhwabanisa. It's been about 2 months now. Uyazama ukuthi yafonela. You be on the phone 24/7. My email 24/7. Yebo. I'm on my emails all the time, emailing companies, LinkedIn, Indeed. As a nurse, I'm trying to look for a job. I'm trying to explain to people. I'm trying to write. Your home office will all know. When you send an email to the home office, you and 10 years later. If you're like, oh, we have explained about email, so my husband is kettled, my visa, this and that is happening, what Zimbabwe, I am stuck. So I stayed there at about 2 months time. One day I went and police are like, but they are not in plain clothes kind of police. British Embassy. Obviously, they've gotten in touch. I think they've gotten in touch with the nearest police station to where she lives. They get in touch with Pumula police station and say, would like a welfare check on this particular person and these children. Amapolisa abuye azocheka ebese hambisa statements abo ngaphi British Embassy ukuthi this is what has happened. So what she says happened is guy has said to the Home Office ukhethela visa yomfazi not abantwana, so he wants his children to come back. So he then uyabona yazi ukuthi siphilisana kabuhlungu nxa singabantu uthi sisa I would send him voice notes, and obviously nxa sesihlala e-UK la it is just a natural thing ukuthi most of the time ugcina ukhuluma ngesikhiwa. Even ubungela sifiso sangikhona uzithola usukhuluma ngesikhiwa. So she would send him voice notes, you know ukuthi nxa usithi yeah, I don't know what you want me to do. These kids are struggling. They're struggling to acclimatize. Versus school, they are not learning anything. They are crying every day. They miss their daddy. They miss their friends. They miss their old school. They miss their teachers. They miss this. And to message. He's taking those messages and sending them to AMA social services and whatever. And boy, beating a case in which he wants abantwana to be granted indefinite, because they have been here long enough. He's got indefinite, so the kids can get one, but not the wife. So the Home Office, not the Home Office, the British Embassy says him after sending those police and they explain to you which and then which check abantwana, and she's like, I don't understand, because sometimes labo babe explain into yakhona lawo uyizwisise njengomuntu. So she says abantu laba baphonga ubuya bathi ukuthi bazoyenza i-health check, sisi kuthiwa sizokhangela ukuthi abantwana ba-right baphila yonke into ihamba kuhle, bangaphi abasesikole bajasa sigabha nesikhathi esingaka bafunda ngaphi endaweni enje. Okay, thank you, bye. Basuke behambe. They go to the school, abantu laba behambe bayibuzisisa nge-welfare abantwana bafunda njani manjani. Obviously the teachers labo bazathi abantwana ba-right, abantwana babuya lapha bevela emazweni kukhanya ba-stuck, because kids will be talking lasesikolo kukhanya ubaba babo lo mama kuyaliwa, so abantwana ba-stuck lapha izinto zinje. And abantwana babe sengama-British sebengawakhiwe sebekhuluma isikhiwa esingazwakaleyo ama-teaching, umuntu onke etshona emlandela egrawundini ukuthi akhuluma sizwe ukuthi uthini, sethi yo. Anyway, so everyone knew the story of these kids at the school, what had happened. So i-report yamapolisa le uthi ukuthi ihambe e-British Embassy, and then she gets a letter in the post sithi kabuyela abantwana e-British Embassy. She takes these kids to Harare. Uthi yazi sisa, I don't even want to lie, I don't even know what is happening. Incwadi zangikhona ziyabuya, uyayibala, uyazibuza ukuthi okay, what imbahambise ke ngiyokuza ukuthi kuthani, because you've lived in the Western society, you understand ukuthi where they mention like izinto ezinjengama social services, safeguarding of children, this, that, they are healthy, their health and safety, this, that, and the other, you know what they're talking about. But in your context, what does it mean for you? Because when I visa, so social services le iti abantwana wena ubuyela be-UK kanjani? How do you do this? So what she then does is take these kids to the embassy. Ukuthi ayezwisisa la ukuthi nimbhanele incwadi ibuye yazochiya lapha kuthiwa ngibuye labantwana lama-birth abo, lama-passport abo, and all that, and my documents as well, obviously, to prove which is the mother. Ahambe ukuthi sangafika e-embassy bangena laphana bathika imihlala laphana bese abantwana bangena labo kwenye office kwathiwa there is someone, I think, ozaba representative of the kids, because uthi because they want to ask certain questions to the kids wena ungekho. We know the drill. Bafuna ukuthi bakhulume labantwana bebodwa without you influencing them, or without the kids feeling that they will say something bad about their mother. So they take the kids and put them in another room separately, I think. I don't know. Anyway, they take the kids to another room. They talk to the kids in what. The kids come out. They take it. They put it in. But I was just sitting there, you, the father of the children, who is the father, when did your relationship start? And we are explaining what is when this man came into my life. Because remember, when we started, Uprincess Ubengo Form 4. Now Kuluma Uprincess is almost, I mean, she's probably in her early 30s, at this point. I don't know. But she's now starting to realize, well, in a way, maybe I was groomed, maybe I don't know. But she starts telling her story to these people. And not thinking she's making things better, starts saying, I'm struggling with the children as well. I can show you my emails. They've given me unpaid leave for about 3 months or whatever number of months, but I need to go back. But I can't go back because Use consider spouse visa. Is he allowed to do that? Also, you're struggling with the kids. So what are you doing for money? I will, looking is I'm going to draw the little savings that I had. Nilama overdraft UK, my credit cards, those kind of things. I'm planning on maybe if things continue this way, if I have to stay a bit longer or things don't get sorted in the next couple of months, I might have to go. I've got friends, one like from the way she's seeing it. Better I see again. Uti maybe 2-3 weeks later, she gets a call. Uti kabuye futhi labantwana embassy. They need to come back. They go back there. They get there. They tell her right in her face, Uti, we get there and they tell me Uti the kids are booked to be flying to the United Kingdom tonight at 9 p.m. to be with their father. Ama visas have been approved. This uthi I was sitting there like I seen. Guys, anyway, uthi I was sitting there as if it wasn't me because I don't understand what is happening. Abantwana bayangaphi? Mina ngisalelani. What is happening? Yeah, the children, they are now permanent residency. Ama visa apply along they do this and that. Social services involved. Wow. But bazafika behlala lobani ngale because mina anjani angisekho. Who is going to look after them? Ubaba uyasebenza and ubaba kelami njani. We don't really get along. No, he's provided evidence yokuthi when you were being, abantwana laba baphilisa impilo yesifebe yesihule, there were men coming and going. We asked the kids. Now, this is where those interviews with the kids come in. So they ask the kids, abo malume, the guys that used to, abantu ayebakhomba, obviously, ababebuya endlini. Ubaba was quite clever. When he did a baby comeback, when he came back to the house, what he did was, yena nxa ekhonjwe wayephuma aye emuntwini wakhe, but usisi yena brought her people to the house. So the kids could see ukuthi umama malume namuhla, a different kind of malume this month to maybe in the past 3 months or 6 months. But they were not like one night stand kind of things, as she explains. They were relationships, but obviously relationships break and you meet a new person, and you meet a new person, and things keep popping, going on and on. So abantwana, they explained to of course, we had Uncle Frank, and then we had Uncle Moses, and then there was Uncle, what was that one's name, and Uncle so-and-so, Philip, and then we had Uncle, and all these people came to us. Yes, and Daddy was there. Sometimes Daddy wasn't there, but yeah, Mommy and Daddy used to fight a lot because Mommy. In their innocence, they're just telling their truth as they know it and they've seen it. And this has gone against there in terms of maybe coinciding with whatever story Ubaba has cooked in the UK and the picture that he's given everyone, which this is what she's been doing. She's been emotionally abusing me because she's a nurse, because she's paying the bills in this house. She goes and does A, B, C, D, E, E, F, G. We are in anything. She's told a whole lot of bull crap about their relationship, literally spinning it the other way. This is what toxic people do. Abandama gaslighters, they do this. They want to play the victim all the time. So he's gone and victimized himself fully. He's the biggest victim. He says, when we first, so obviously, when she starts mentioning, how can I have been abusing him? I had to get India Council through Yena being abusive to me. Yeah, there is cases, Aquanema police, and there were cases that we opened out domestic violence, and and they say, yes, he mentioned that. He mentioned that, but that came out of frustration for your behaviors. And we're not excusing your behavior, okay, domestic violence. That's why you were taken out of that situation yourself. But in the meantime, you then went on back, and you went, if he was this bad, how come you took him back? Not only did you take him back, you brought him into your house. You didn't go to him. So as you took him back into your house. You didn't need to take him back, but you did. And you could have loved him, you could have forgiven each other. But from what he's saying and the statement he's made, this is what we're at. This is the space. What is ngakhala ngancenga ngafona zama ukufonela UK, and nxa usufonela UK at this point in time ususebenza ama direct calls, akulama WhatsApp calls with government offices. They're trying to get in touch. In pure, they will give you a big stack of letters like this. Social services. So now you are trying to say, okay, let me call this person, really understand the way. But at this point in time, it is too late because yes, we understand you have your own story, but at the same time, whatever story you and your husband have should not affect the livelihood of these children. So abantwana sebebuyela. You can appeal, you can do whatever, apply for another visa, get I don't know, work permit, whatever. Do what you got to do to go back. But at the moment in time, this going of the children is not being stopped by you. Not today. Not today. So whatever you do today is not going to stop the progression of what has been set in motion. So she says, ngikhala. I'm now trying to say goodbye. Abantwana bengelazi igqoko. Angithi phela uyakusuka usithi uyarara. Abantwana abala mpahla, abalani. Khona abakugqokileyo. Kuthiwe kubuye lana. Obviously babuye lama passport abo and stuff like that. Fika unamathisela i-vinaigrette lana kumbe kwenziwa i-biometric card, I don't know. when this was. So wayefuna ukumbonisa ukuthi isikhokho esilama elephant balls but no wayefuna ukumbonisa shem wayefuna ukumbonisa ukuthi mina I can do you and do you very well. This is what happened and this is the point Tapelo was making earlier ukuthi you should not put yourself in a situation where somebody actually controls so much of your life or somebody feels like they own you, because this guy really did think, you know, even when you read ama messages okay, like his WhatsApp messages, his text messages to her, when this, he didn't even make her aware what this is what he was doing, you know. He would say to her, Bisa abantu abantu, they don't have abangeke badubeke mina ngikhona, but she will say ngizabaletha ngani ngoba ukhansilile ivisa ethi ama-visa ayenzeka. Some days ungani uyambathamba ukuthi okay I forgive you ngizakuphenduza, and then some days mina okwami ngufunayo ngabantwana asehlukana. All right, abantwana bakhona uzabathatha ngaphi ngoba abala ama-visa, because in her mind she doesn't even think ukuthi it's possible. You know, people come to the UK on these spouse visas, on these COS visas, on these dependent visas, on these whatever kind of visas, and you come here, you become complacent. You don't even try to find out about izinto eziqoqe empilweni yakho. Even sometimes even ivisa yakho kuyilana ukuthi iya-renew, i-renewal process yakhona you are not bothered about it. Uthola ukuthi umuntu okulethileyo nguyokufilela amafomu akho e-renewal, wena ngakho ngisayina lokuhamba yenza ama-biometrics, you don't even know what happens, what they ask, what they need. You are not interested in that. It's like ukhona uhlezi right umelele. It's not like that in life. You have changamuka, vuka, hlakanipha. You know, ask questions where you need to ask questions. Talk to people where you need to talk to people. I mean, I always say, too much information has never hurt anyone. I'm not going to you that I can tell you for a fact. I'm not going to ngamvusa ubusuku umbuzo ngo-section bani immigration law ngiyakutshela. Ngamvusa ubusuku umbuzo nge-employment law, bullying section, what. Ngiyakutshela, because I always make it a point to know things. I always make it a point to know things. Why? Because situations would come where you will need to use information to get yourself out of situations. Our friend Princess Wabuya Lapa, yes, she was controlled psychologically, emotionally, everywhere. But when talk so second nje lobhuti ngomunye umfazi okwazi ukuthi wenza isihluku esinje komunye umfazi ngaze ngambomsonda ngingamazi. Yeah, but the thing that happens is when these things happen, I know what she was in a very toxic, controlling environment for most of her time lapa UK, except probably for the last year nursing, when she got the house and went to live by herself, and when she started her nursing, because she had only basically been there maybe just under a year as a practicing nurse before all this shit happened to me. So Utisisa, I did everything I thought I could. That day, I had no choice. Abaphelekezela abantwana saphiwe British Embassy provided a car eyathatha abantwana nami hamba labo airport, consent, like the British Embassy had a folder, and abantwana babebhadalelwe ukuthi bahambe bekhangelwe ngu-air hostess. Everything was paid for. Everything was sorted. She didn't need to do anything. All she had to do was get there. Her consent was not required because they knew what she would say no. So her consent at this point was not required. The kids were not being trafficked. All the relevant authorities knew exactly what was happening, from the police in the UK, the social services in the UK, the school authorities in the UK, everybody. A bit of police as in, but also as in, we don't have these kind of structures that would help you when you're in a situation like this. It's not something what you my police, but no, it's a slow moving train. And this guy has been clever. I'm sure he would have started the ball rolling the day they left in July. And right now, when we're talking, they're in about November time. It's almost Christmas, she says. So when she explains to the kids why when they ham, she says you're going to spend Christmas at UK Loba. She doesn't say maybe I saw the because she doesn't want them to, you know. So the kids leave and she's left, and she starts a whole process of how do I get there? What do I do? Abangane, the thing with the life abroad is everybody is busy. See busy. So sometimes ngizathi, hey Chomi, sure I sympathize you. Send me a voice note to Facebook, WhatsApp laphana ngithi, sure ngayenzi njalo, what do you need me to do? Ah Chomi ngicobole ngicela 50 pounds. Bengicela ungibhadalele something online okumele ngiyenze, okumele ngifile. Ah ngiyobhadalela wathi ezintsha ngishifting ngikhohlwa. So slowly and gradually you start losing contact and touch with those people abroad. Abantwana sebefikile ngaba happy. Ba video call, "Hey, mommy, wami, yes, daddy, what. Udaddy is a model angel at this moment. Ugcina kuhle abantwana bakhe, baphila impilo emnandi. Everything is going smooth for them. The kids are back at school. Life is good. They're heading towards Christmas. They're Christmas shopping. The kids. Xa sebekhulile lapha sebelabo 7, 8. Sometimes babe sebelabafona abo bazathathana pictures. They put their mother on WhatsApp, ba-2 or whatever. So she says, I'm there struggling, thinking to myself, what did I do to this guy? Which as anyenze so. And then she gets to a point where she starts, if you hear those voice notes, they are very long no voice notes where I think she sits there with the phone and literally goes, asithande put Bettina, ngawonela empilweni, tandane, ungangenzi so, mngani wami, ngayenza so ngakuphambanisa, this and that has happened in our life, ngiyaxolisa, ngiyacela, please, ngiyacela ungisize, ngiphenduke, do my job, go back to my life, you don't have to be part of that life, whatever you want, I will do, ngiyacela ukuthi ngibele abantu she's begging, she is crying, she's doing all sorts, and he's enjoying this attention. Sometimes uyaphendula ethi ngibhizi, anilalelanga yonke voice note yakho le nto kakhulu, ngibhizi, ngiyaanza kuphendula later, ngisahambisa abantwana epakini, like he's kakhulu. But she says it continued like this for about a year. Abantwana bahamba sibili umnyaka wazi wathi ngqe, she lost a job as a nurse, she started like ukusebenza, doing ngala certificate to her name, asibambe ngesandla ukuthi athi loba nxa edinga ngicela ngingunese e-UK, yeah, okay, sicela ama-GCSEs, ama-certificate asale e-UK, sicela i-nursing certificate sakho, yabona, sicela kukwenziwe lokho, awulakho, sicela i-birth certificate yakho or whatever, those little papers that she can get from Zimbabwe, she can, but basically ngusisa nje esihambela ongelalutho empilweni, like really ngalalutho, nothing. Mina bengingeke struma mina unganya shame ngangcono ngidle bhimbi. But like she says ukuthi at some point I gave up, like I gave up this the want, the need to go to the UK and join my kids, because I knew whatever he had done, whatever this man was doing, he was blocking me everywhere. Emsebenzini, he had gone to tell them ukuthi mina I had been abusive, and obviously when he has the kids, everybody believes his story with limazi lo thina sasiphila nzima, buzana abantwana babuzeni siwula esenze endlini babuzeni. But you are making it like she was doing this while you two were together in a lovely, joyous relationship, but you were not. You were literally two housemates in this house. From the get-go, this guy has always had a mamom dal, and Princess has always been a mamom nani, one way or the other. She's never been the mamom dala at any point. There's always been someone who was more important than her in his life. He would use her sexually, use her financially, abuse her emotionally, psychologically, in all ways, and use the threat of ngiyacancela visa yami for years, ngiyacancela visa yami. Ngithi konke lokho lakho, inesing le ngawulayo ngayisini, lokhu ngawulakho ngayisini, lokhu ngakwenzakanga ngayisini, ngangakuthi uhawula ufeli O-level, awubhalanga O-level uzithwele wena uvule lothi uvumntana. It is a lot. We spend a lot of time on the phone, and I know Uguti she's listening, and I'm sorry Uguti, you know, Ogunye is quite graphic, but he was really mad and very mean to her. So after that 1 year where she realized Uguti awula UK mina engizayihamba, okay, all right, Conwell, thank you, Putuake. So she decided, maybe let me forget about the UK. Let me try and find another. Literally, but nxa sebekhuluma sekungani uwajolele, gaslighters. Very true, Ta. Very true. Time for African Development Science. So, okay, uthi at a point I decided to maybe a problem yami Yukuthi I'm trying so hard to go back to the UK. If he's happy, labantu abakhe engangifuni empilweni yabo, that's fine. Cha, uyabona lo mthetho we-Europe ukuthi bathi umntwana kaqambi amanga ingidina ukufa. Bo bayabakholwa abantwana ongayenziyo. I think bayabakholwa, but also not necessarily ukuthi bayabakholwa all the time. If their story corroborates what is being said without the other person having influenced them, it makes a bit of sense. Yeah, because from me, what I understood is ubaba lo mentioned ukuthi uPrincess wayewule endlini nje wayeletha amadoda endlini. It's abuse really, psychologically to the kids, seeing all these men come and go. Him emotionally was being abused by her in this situation. Obviously he's lying, gaslighting her, but at the same time, when they ask the kids to collaborate, they ask them innocently, and the kids are like, yeah, Uncle Uncle Moses, yeah, Uncle Moses took us to the rides, Uncle Moses took, but they're not saying it in a malicious way. They're just saying what they know, their own truth, but it collaborates a story that has been twisted in another way, going inside. But yes, they do believe your kids. But she can get a transcripts back from her uni. Oh yes, she can do that. So like I said, she says after like about a year or so, it's saying I have tried everything that I can think of to go back to the UK. Maybe I need to realign, to reshift my focus. Forget about the UK. Bantwana ba right, ba safe, balai, uyangizonda, angifuni, and that's all right. So I'm going to choose a different path for myself. So Geluti ngaqalisa ke khona lokho kwama transcripts, she tries to get ama certificates akhe. She sends a friend, you know ukuthi uyabungisiza nje nomngane wakho ukuthiwa ngutapeli, abazi ukuthi uyabukwazi ukuthi all right sesifike ngesishona kuthiwa sesifike kuthi phathi kamtshe kugumishile nje semfikile kula sengila ulapha kimi. So she decides, okay, ngathuma utapelo ahambe endleleni ayothatha ipaperwork yami, angisadlali kathesi. Tapelo comes, Sakubonani, yebo, okay, obviously you know me, I've been hanging out with your wife, I've been your friend, you've called me toxic, whatsoever, I don't give a shit. Ungithuma ukuthi ngizothatha ama-certificates akhe anje asendaweni enje. It would be nice if you give me those certificates. Now ungafuni, I can go to the police on her behalf with her consent. She can write a letter, enginika that kind of power of attorney kind of situation where I can represent her interests in this house. So if you don't want that kind of problem, why don't you just give me this shit and we leave it? Chomlana says, yeah. She goes, Tapelo goes into that bedroom. Izimpahla zasithi zigcwaliswe emasutcase-ini. Tamini uyanginika shem Chris ngajona. This is why I love my friends. Vele shem. So she says ukuthi umngane wakhe uTapelo tells her ukuthi Chom, impahla zakho anti uyabusulaphana la usu video call ukwenza ukuthi kusasa angabe sesithi wafika wangithi. So she video calls her and says ngilapha room yakho le, yes, kulama suitcase lapha, it looks like he's packed your stuff in suitcases because abantwana sebemove way to that bedroom, angithi. So he's moved the kids bedroom, idecorate kuhle izinto zakho sema-suitcase-ini, wathiwa ama-certificates ngiwathola ngavula indawo enje, anxa esephekhile okunye kungabe kungaphinye ngabe kule folder enje. So Tapelo looks for these things, get these things, takes most of his stuff, even the mpahla ahlala zithatha ukwenzela ukuthi bangabe betshaya amabheke for that time. I don't mind ukuthi if possible ungitholele umuntu obuyayo into zethu zama-suitcase abe mphathele ama-suitcase la mbijana. I will pay you somehow mngane wami, kodwa kuyabheda ngiyacela. Umngane being a friend ozwisisayo la obonayo ukuthi the situation is really shit, decides ukuthi, do you know what, I will spend 500 pounds. I saw the message, and every time she talks about this, she starts crying. I had met this girl Ayoni, and she's Ghanaian, umngane wangikhona, and we had been sisters like this. So when I asked her, I didn't expect the amount of stuff that she did when she got to my house. Wamphekela izinto zami lezinye ezingaphekwanga, wayenza yonke into, wathatha izinto zami wahamba lazo endlini yakhe. Wambuza ukuthi what do I do, lami laye wangena usese kuma-Facebook lapho wadinga abantu ababuyayo ekhaya abangambuyela lama-suitcase lempahla zakhe, kala mpahla phela khona khana asuka lakho esithi yena uyafashayela for 6 weeks is all she's been wearing for a year. Uyathenga here and there, but you know what life is like. And ule mpahla zakho ezihleziyo. So this lady umganane lo says, okay my friend, I know the situation is bad, and anyway God will provide. Ngizathatha 500 pounds and I will send ama-suitcases akho wonke and all your stuff. Ama-certificates wafaka ukuthi shall ahamba, but impahla in ngizafaka emadramini kumbe ngifaka ama-suitcase. Then ithi nosisa labo Thapelo labo Ana ngase sekhaya sithi hey laba suitcase ayithu wafunayo siyangithatha ama-suitcase hamba. So impahla zakhe zahamba, ama-certificates akhe ahamba ekhaya. This is a year later and she says the kids were okay, bebehamba esikolo. Mr. Bettina usekhulile though, he's not a young man. Yeah. So she says ukuthi izinto zibuye, so she starts applying to different countries to try and move out of Zimbabwe basically. But she literally says, I told myself, put heart in your heart and forget about these kids. At the moment, they're not your biggest concern because where they are safe. Where they are going to school. Where they are progressing. They have better opportunities. If I try to keep fighting this and fighting this, in the end, the person that is hurting is myself and my children. And the umuntu lo engimbangisayo is not getting nothing out of it. We're happy and he's watching it all unfold and he's very happy. So she says he started applying Australia, Canada, New Zealand, talking about Ireland, Jersey, you name it. She was out there on Indeed. Looking for jobs. Looking for jobs. Looking for jobs. I'm a nurse. What do you have? Work permits, I'm a nurse, anything, I will take anything at this point, Kera. But at this point, this is before it's Katsama serious. So that you can get context, because I'm sure someone will say, why are you not taking serious? This is before the COS situations happened. So, you know. So, while she's searching, one Finland. Finland better hayi thina sathini sile company sifuna abantu abanje sort of like what you call a private clinic kind of situation. So they start later paperwork. You finish guys. I don't know ukuthi bakhuluma isiloban, but I know ukuthi they don't speak English. I don't know what their language is called. Maybe it's called Finnish. For some reason, I think it's called Finnish. So guys, so while they're doing all these transcripts, it takes quite a long time to migrate to some of these European countries, or Germany, or Finland, or Sweden, or those countries, abangakhuluma isikhiwa, or Austria and stuff. It takes a bit of time ukuthi uthole i-visa yabo. The processes are about that long. So she says, I knew it was going to take me time. So while they are doing all these checks, and luckily for her, because she had trained in the UK, the situation, the way AUK wins the corner, most of the things that are online, it's very easy to verify these things. So these guys only have to send an email to those guys verify transcript. These guys only have to send, because Auntie I'm Oliver Kwapalila. So she doesn't need to provide them UNISEC, whatever, ZIMSEC paperwork. All of the stuff is UK done. So she's able to get transcripts and results to be verified easily. While all this is being verified, she's learning Finnish Leo and getting herself ready to migrate. In the end, a couple of months later, almost 2 years into her living in Zim, things look up for her. She flies off to Finland. Goes to Finland, starts working in Finland. Life is good, life is going okay. Meets a new guy, Finnish, a white guy, Finnish guy. They get married, she's happy, they have a kid, but still she's not able. They've come to the UK for a visit visa, but when they did come, she was not able to visit the kids unsupervised. So she needed some kind of clearance from social services, because obviously of that case that had happened, the kids were still under local authority observations or whatnot, or whatever it's called. I don't know how it works, but she was not able to see the kids the first time she came to the UK as a visitor, Mr. Michael, the new husband. So she doesn't get to see them. They go back to Finland, and obviously she's heartbroken. Mr. Michael is very understanding of the situation. Mr. Michael finds a lawyer, says this is bullshit. Mr. Michael says this is bullshit. It shouldn't be working like this. You should have equal rights. If you're not co-parenting, at least you should have what? A supervised contact. You should have contact, not supervised. You haven't done anything to these kids. These men that you are accused of having been with never abused your kids directly at all. Maybe, yes, psychologically, like they are saying it, their presence being in and out, yes, but you have not done no harm to these kids directly. So Mr. Michael says, fuck this. Let's get a lawyer. They get a lawyer. The lawyer in Finland, get a lawyer in the UK. They start back and forth, 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 back and forth. Takes a while. It takes about 2 years of court because it's between two countries. So she's now living in Finland. The kids are living in England, and the sort of the rules and the way the two lawyers are working are different. So there's always a we were court delay, it's been suspended, we were court delay. They've done this. This paperwork. So court has been adjourned for another 3 weeks, 3 months. And he was trying to put a stop to a lot of things. They continue. It takes them about 2 years, she says, for 2 fucking years. Sorry for swearing, people. For 2 years, I was living and working in Finland, had a child, 2 kids as well, actually. I'm a twins. I'm a twins with Mr. Michael. It's hard. Trying to concentrate on a new life with your new husband and new children, and at the same trying to have a connection with your previous life and your children from your previous life. So to wakunzima, because sometimes I felt like maybe I should just let it go, but Mr. Michael had never. They're your children. Who separates a mother from a child? Who does this? What kind of man is this? Who Mr. Menati? Yeah, this is evidence. Then he will add more papers and do this, harassment, everything that he could throw her way. Up until maybe after about 2 years, but along that timeline, things looked up for her. The courts in the UK said, you know what? The kids have been interviewed. The kids are happy. The kids miss their mom. They wish they could live with their mom, blah, 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 blah. So the court gives them joint custody. So what then happens, the kids are living and learning in England. Every school holiday, the kids go to Finland to be with their mother up until they turn a certain age and they choose for themselves where they want to live. But because they don't want to uplift the kids again after that trauma, the trauma of having lived in Zimbabwe at that time, they don't want to now lift them up, take them and make them leave the country they've been living in, the schools that they've been going to, and go to a country where even the language that is being spoken there, they don't understand. So the judges agree with it. Well, they can have joint custody, but the way it's going to work is the kids continue to live with their father and go to school in England, but every school holiday, the kids go and live with their mother in Finland. And that is what they've been doing for the past couple of years. She says, Abantu Abami, the oldest, is now in secondary school, but this guy, wangibonisa amalahle, and when in retrospect, introspecting now, she says, when I think back, I should not have taken him back that first time. They didn't live happily ever after, Novanto. I don't take it as a happily ever after. I think she's gone through a lot of trauma as a person. For me, the end of this story would have been when he came back the last time and moved in with them. They actually made their marriage work. For me, that would have been a happily ever after, because I think whatever hold he had on her, and I feel like whatever hold he had on her was too deep for her to cut off. And at the same time, I feel like she felt like she owed him her life. Like she owed him her being herself, because and therefore you owe them your life. Umuntu lo engathi jump, you jump, cry, you cry, fat, you fat, sukuma uyama. Those kind of things. It's toxic, but the person who is receiving the toxicity of the relationship does not feel it is. They feel wangenzela okunje, so yime ngimphambanisile. Some people, and to be fair, Selu, some people have broken up and gone back together and it has worked. They have learned their lessons. Maybe in their, in their separation, they have grown, they have learned, they have introspected, and they have come back together and been the person that the other person needs, and they've learned from their mistakes. But many a times where things go bad and you come back together, people come back to fix each other. It's always a matter of ozofix omunye. This man planned this for a long time, Satan. But very true. I feel like when they went back together the last time, it might not have been in his mind, which let me do this. But a lot of people where you can see, we give each other ideas, we give each other, as much as she is taking advice from me, he is taking advice from someone else. There is someone out there telling him, mbuyisele ekhaya ucancel ivisa yakho, mbuyisele ekhaya uyakunyela, uyakuhulela, mbuyisele ekhaya umthathele ivisa le, khawule nkani emnyama. There's someone giving him that advice. Then there is me this side saying, do you know what? This is toxic. This is not good for you, my sister. Move away from this. A visa is a visa. You can always apply for a new one. You can get this. But when you're thinking, I moved away over visa, obviously, I can't see long out. Since I want to apply, it's expire, and that time is never guaranteed that it will come. Usisi became complacent. Usisi decided, thought things will just naturally progress and things will work out in her favor. She totally didn't think about the effects of, the effects of that visa situation having been hung over her head for all the years that they had been together. If she had really thought deeply about it from day one, when they separated, she should have taken herself out of that visa and got another. She could easily have. But she stayed. But she also says to Mrs. Even now when I look back, I am with Mr. Michael, and obviously there are people who are very different. There are people who grew up differently. These are people who have seen life differently, and therefore the cultures as well are different. Mr. Michael is different the way he treats me, as opposed to Brother Bettina. It's very different, the kind of lifestyles we both live. And also I have grown, I have matured, I have gained confidence in me. I have learned to accept what life has thrown to me in all these years, and I have learned to forgive. I forgive him for the things he did to me previously, but I don't think I'll ever forgive him for the way he took me off my kid's life. And I don't want to be in his life. I am fully back. Even if he was the last man on this earth, I'll never go back to him. But for him to have come in and waited for me, it was like a double warm, because Oputwake had been like her father figure really at this point. He's the older brother, and they had a very good relationship. So him being ill and not having seen her for 5 years, her going back to saying you're going to put and try and help Mama, it was from deeply from her heart. She didn't think what this person would do me like this in your situation age. The brother dies. Life is bad. When at that point, because she says when I asked, I started asking questions even at the airport that day, because she says I stayed at the airport for at least 24 hours because I kept phoning this department and that department. And Mama, you're not going anywhere. I'm not visa in me. That's what they do. I would just straight up move on, move aside. We need to deal with people with visas, But yeah, I stayed at that airport because I kept thinking there must be a mistake. There must be a way I can rectify this. So she was calling and calling and calling. Can I give you this number? Please text me. How can this happen? Give me the details. Give me this person's details. When I get to the UK, I'll call. Sifike lapha sigeze sithathe imshaqo lethu sifike siye emsebenzini ngikhohlwe ngenamba lenompheni ukuthi ngizafika ngufonele. That is the life. Kuyasheshwa, kuyagijima, kuyahasa, yabo. So all in all, we can say ukuthi this man was in their life for about 8 years, 10 years max, if we consider he was there back from when she was in Form 4 until she did so we can say but basically they were together for 10 years. But those 10 years were not a happy ever after. Those 10 years were not a good marriage. They were never a good relationship. If she had been a different kind of person, I think from the time Umamalwana Ebia Mchaya, she would have left, but she was dependent financially on Brother Bettina for looking after for financial help. She also looked at him as like a mini god. I think this man had a hold definitely on her, a proper she did not ever think there was a life outside of this man. Even if they were separated, he would call, he would text, he would come and visit. No matter what, she says, Sister, I don't know what he did to me. I don't even, at some point while we were talking, there was a time when I was because I don't understand how Ubaba can treat me like this, but I found nothing. efike China whether I do want to or I don't, still I did these insane things with this guy and let him do insane things to me. You know, have his girlfriends call me, send me nude pictures of his girlfriend, khangela singithola isilenda umuhle, akubona isishop esinjenga, and you still say I'm sorry, I'll gain weight. Yay, ukuthi into engicakisayo yi-stress. I'll try not to stress so much kwenza ukuthi lami ngibe libhobhodlwana la. Yo guys, hayi umjolo sizoyeka straight. Umjolo sizoyeka. Umjolo sizoyekela. Right, okay. That is the story from our beautiful dear sister. God, I've been live for how long? My God. Ngitheni mina ngifika la. Been here 2 hours. Ngithe mina ngizohlala 30 minutes at least. Anyway, that's the story. When she told me the story, I think I was meant to tell it with another story last weekend. The news kwasi dropper. So I was going to talk about it last week. But then, funny enough, it coincided with the story. Sometimes we stay in these toxic relationships because sometimes we feel like we do not have an opportunity. We do not have we do not have other options. You hold on to what you know because you are afraid of the dark. Guys, emjolweni umnyama olampisi hamba ufundeni phandle khona uzawutotoba la ubambabamba okhunye uthaphela abantu bangena emtshadweni lezi days besithi bayabambabamba uzangena la ubambabamba ungehlula uzaphuma la uye korba somewhere else until uzufinde lawe owakho umuntu oyi-happily ever after. Hayi sisakat wayemsebenzisile akukho kodwa lo kukhona Madam Sips, do you know, remember the first team Jolo series that we talked about, and I said, especially a UK la, we abantu bayayalana bengayalananga. It's a weird phenomenon. Ukuthi people are exes but bengahlangana ziyakhala bengayalana ziyalana vela abanye abantu lo muntu sisana kubi. So that's the wrap of Umjolo episode 6. Anyone want to join me? Say something. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot. It's hard because sometimes as people we think, I mean, we can judge and say, why so? If you are not in someone's shoes, sometimes it's very hard to understand. I mean, I've had friends who have been in relationships where there was serious domestic violence. Umuntu amchabe black eye, qamuka isandla athini abuye khanye ezochitha kwezolala kuyo. Uvuke ekuseni sethi sambe sothatha impahla zakho siphume ukhona ucathi nya alright nyahamba yothatha impahla zami ahamba yothatha impahla akuthumela i-text message ethi no, he said sorry, okay, thank you for your help. Unye now me. But uzitshela ukuthi as long as mina I told you the truth ukuthi this person is going to kill you one day, this person is going to really hurt you badly one day, mngani, you can find love. Surely there is someone out there who can love you without having to beat you up to prove to you they love you. But like we say, when you always be the bad person, uyaphuma khona ethwele imilihlo limila indlebe ikhangelele inwele ziqaphuni wama-wig lawo wama-weave lawo ungama-half athi sensathatha impahla zami, I'm not taking no shit from nobody. Uqinisile sisanyabuya sensathatha impahla zami ahambe siyathatha impahla ubone nge-text message ethi baby has forgiven, has apologized, thank you, no, these things happen, thanks for your help. But we don't give up. We keep at it. We keep checking. Right, everything's going well. Because one day you will listen to my advice. I'll keep at it. I've been looking in people's business. But I'll keep at it as long as I know what one day I hope what I'm saying, what I'm doing, what I've advised you on can save your life or a life or will one day make you make a decision that is good for you, then yes. Right, okay guys, I shall see you when I see you. Jolo, Wednesday next week we'll have another story next week. For those of you otherwise, sometimes we then take the story to TikTok and unpack. Unfortunately TikTok is that way. So I shall see you when I shall see you. TikTok will be there later tonight and have a good night. I am glad ukuthi things worked out in the end for our sister, but this is not an isolated incident. This is an incident that has happened to a lot of women and a lot of men, where umuntu uyakubambela amaphepha, especially abantu abalethanayo, even regardless of ukuthi lalethana ngo-19 bani. Sometimes people who import people end up making as if ukukuletha lapha means they own you. And sometimes people who've been brought here take that ukuthi ungilethile u-desperate ube ngekatholi. It's a two-edged sword. Abantu baya-abusana phandle. For whatever reason, people abuse each other. For whatever, both the importee and the imported baya-abusana. One way or the other, there's always one with an upper hand. Kulomunye ocabanga ukuthi we're too desperate yikho waletha mina. Kulomunye ocabanga ukuthi ngakuletha lapha ngakudobha le shopha sakho uhawule. That's what people do to each other, especially where a visa is concerned. It's a very, very, very sometimes bad relationship. I have seen though relationships where people have brought their partners over, whether male or female, husband or wife, and they have flourished. They have made beautiful children, beautiful homes, lived happily ever after for years and years and years. And they are happy. Those do happen as well. So abanesifiso soku-importa loku-importwa, don't lose heart. Bakhona abanenhliziyo zakhona, kodwa abaningi isigelekeqo. They will want to control you whatever way. So for today, igama ngusisa Senkosi Ntombi Semambala uhabala bamathumba agcwele isivara gegelekeke isibhucu kumatanga abutshelezi. Upeter Mlike kakhabo kanjabani kamalingo malingo ngalinganga walinga inkosi ngothi likhombe phansi. Ngundlovu nkulu ubhibhidi umjibha kamakwa. Ithi lilale kuhle. Xa ukwi-toxic situation akungibambi kulolu ucingo engizolufaka la. Sikhulume ungitshele. Maybe lawe usungathola usizo ngenye imini, you know. That is the number you can call, dial, WhatsApp, send a voice note, whatever you feel like doing with your story. Esomjolo, it is anonymous. And like I said, if you send your story on Facebook, on my inbox, only I, Sister Senkosi, will see that story. Awulama admin epaging leli. Thank you. Thanda njoba leli.